All right, we have the OSU Cowboys head coach Josh Holliday, student athletes Carson Teal and John Littell. We'll start with the head coach.
Okay, tough game. Texas Tech, they have an excellent team. They are as good a team as we've seen all year long, and they're a very balanced team, both on the mound and certainly at the plate. And I thought Carson had really good stuff. I thought he was making good pitches. One young man got 2 balls that he was able to get airborne to left field, and that was really all they scratched off of Carson. But I thought Carson threw great. It's the best he's thrown in a long time, and feel real good about him moving forward. But credit to Texas Tech. They're a very good ball club. I think they're one of the best teams in the country, and they've been a tough matchup for us in the last 10 days. They've been tough to solve. But it is what it is. We competed. We just didn't have a lot to show for it, and but I appreciate the effort the kids gave. They showed up ready to play, ready to compete. Just weren't up to the task today.
Okay, questions?
Carson, how much of a difference was there on the 2 pitches that Warren got? Were they close or?
Yeah, I mean, one was up, one was down, both right into his swing path. So, give him credit. He made good swings, but they're better pitches. We might be, still playing right now. So, but you got to tip your cap to him for getting those out of the yard for sure.
Josh, you worried at all about how this stretch might affect you guys come postseason play?
Well, Nathan, I hope that what the kids did over the course of the regular season is a strong body of work that earns us the opportunity to keep playing. I think as a coach and as a group of competitors, that's all you can hope for. If you get that opportunity, then you go out there and you're I think you're lifted by the spirit of those games and the environment that those games create. So don't worry about the kids at all. I think we've taken on a tough stretch of games, and it's been a battle, and they're hanging in there. Their hearts are in it, and our emotions are a little drained right now. That's for sure. You guys agree with that? But we're not down and out. We're just down a little bit. So as long as we get a chance to stay together and keep playing baseball, which I believe we will, based on the elite level of the Big 12 this year, I think the outstanding job of all the teams in our conference and what the conference where we sit nationally as far as RPI and the great teams in our league, I believe that will give us the opportunity to keep playing. And from there, anything can happen. As I told the kids, 2 years ago we got bounced out of here in 2 games and went home licking our wounds and recharged our batteries and looked up 3 or 4 weeks later and we were still playing. So you've got to constantly turn the page and look forward and find the positive opportunities to build your group. And that's what we'll do with the kids, from now moving forward.
John, I would think your job over this weekend is to stay in the groove you're in, because is it fair to say right now you're feeling pretty good about every swing of the bat you have?
Yeah, I do feel good, but I think my job right now is to get these guys back positive and get back in our space, back in LAP, and just prepare and get back to work, and that's really all we can do at this point. Not dwell on. Obviously, we didn't want to be 2 in Q, but that's how it goes sometimes, and we just got to get back to work. So, that's what I think my job is right now, is to get everyone rallied together.
Coach Holliday, there were a couple times when Trevor Boone had some opportunities, and then Grant Little made some big catches in left field. What can you say about the competition he's presented for your team?
He's a good player. He's a good all-around player. He's an excellent hitter. He's obviously a very good athlete. So they have a lot of good players, and he's one of them. They're a fine team, and that young man's a very good player. So, it's to compete against kids at this level, and their talent shows up on the big stage. Trevor's a talented player, so's that kid. Trevor roped a couple balls to left, and he was up to right on the edge of his seat. Both those catches, he left his feet and made great catches. So I've seen a lot of that in this conference. A lot of excellent players and coaches that over the course of the season we've competed against and made us better. And from that standpoint, to Nathan's question, I think we'll be ready for anything that comes our way. I really do. It's just a matter of getting back on the field and kind of having that, gas tank full again. Just running hard right now. Just got to repair a little bit, fill up our tank, and get ready to go again.
With Ali Aziz being out with injury before, do you think he's back to full strength now?
He sure looked good that first inning. I thought he threw great. And then he had to run through the top of their order there in the second inning. They made some nice swings, but I think he's good, and I think he's one of the best competitors we have. So I think he'll be definitely back into his role moving forward.
Carson, Carson, Josh mentioned the gas tank. How are you feeling over this last little stretch here?
Nobody's 100% at this point of the year. So I'm going out there. I'm grinding it out just like every other player. It's just the results haven't really shown up. Feel good about today, but at the end of the day we lost, so we're gonna go home and make the adjustments that are necessary and get back to work.
Josh, you mentioned last night maybe just reminding these guys how good they are, how good they can be. How important is that going forward?
It's huge because right now we're ticked off. We're mad. We're feelings are hurt. All that stuff, man. That's how you feel, right? But we signed up for this. We signed up for big boy competition at the highest level against great teams, and that's just the reality of execution and playing against really high level teams. And when you're just slightly off, that's the fine line. We're probably not a team that has a ton of room, so to speak, to be off. We've been a team that when we've played our best, we've been spot on and efficient. But we'll push those buttons. That's my job to get those guys to remember that. And the great thing about nowadays is there's a lot of imagery and videos and photographs to help these guys see themselves in those moments to recapture that. And we'll use that to remind ourselves what that looks like and feels like. And we'll also use this time to realize how precious the game is, because we know it's nothing that's guaranteed. And the opportunity to keep playing is something we would embrace with a tremendous amount of emotion and pride. So those things are all alive and well in our heart. It's just when you don't get the results that you want, it gets frustrating. We're proud, competitive kids. These guys put a lot into this program, man. These are 2 4-year kids that couldn't be any more orange and black through and through in terms of their care level, what they've given up to be here, the way they handle themselves. These guys right here, and they're a perfect example of what we want to be about as a program. So we'll get there. We just got to, one by one, day by day, just kind of rebuild that a little bit. And when you're in the heart of competition and grinding through the end of the regular season and fighting and right into the tournament, those days to stop and kind of take a deep breath, there's just not many of them. So maybe we can use this little break here to do that.